are 72,000. Soon will be 75,000. Soon will be 80,000. Soon will be 90,000. Soon it'll be $100,000. And that is exactly what's going to happen soon. Bitcoin has 6 months until liquidity crisis from the ETFs. I've been making a big deal about it. I've been showing you guys numbers every single day since the ETFs debuted, and they continue to eat up 300, 400, 500, 600 million dollars of the Bitcoin daily. Okay. It's adding up. We're adding up to billions upon billions upon billions now, and there's just not enough supply. It's just really that simple. Grayscale could dump all they want. Eventually, they will be done, and there will be no more. The others continue to soak up the dumping, and it does not matter at this point, obviously, because we're already at all-time high. We're at 72,000, so obviously there's a lot more buying than selling these days, right? But according to one analyst, we're really going to see that supply shock factor in when we really have that liquidity crisis, meaning that there's not enough Bitcoin to go around in 6 months. That means approximately around September of this year, maybe Bitcoin is above 150,000 then. A lot of people think that we could hit 100,000 by the halving event. If we could hit 100,000 by halving event, where will we be by September? 150? Does not sound too unreasonable then. And maybe that's when things really start getting wild because there's not enough liquidity. But as for those pesky ETFs, as expected, they just keep adding more and more and more. BlackRock added another 7,770 Bitcoin. Fidelity added 2,975. You got Van Eyck's HODL added 1,600, which is a record for them because they said that they're not going to charge any more fees. No fees. So, I mean, the inflows are absolutely massive. It does not matter. Grayscale is still selling a lot of outflows, but the others are eating it up. Basically, whatever's left eventually with Grayscale is going to be soaked up by BlackRock and Fidelity. That's what it comes down to. I don't quite know. I just don't get the GBDC thing. It's obvious that Grayscale knew that this was going to happen. That's why they set their fee. You notice, it's hard to see, but if you notice over here on the left side, let me see if I can zoom in here. Okay, you notice on the left side, Grayscale's fees at 1.5%. When everyone else is, is 0.2 or 0.21, 0.25, all competitive. Grayscale knew this was going to happen. That's why they set the fee so high. But it's getting to a point where it's kind of silly. Like, how much Bitcoin can be flowing out, right? Like, pretty soon it's just going to be a complete 180 reversal. Or they want this to happen. Or maybe BlackRock, who is also a large shareholder of Grayscale, picked up the phone and said, hey, Michael, we need this to happen. I don't know. I really don't know what their strategy is, okay? If they really want to stop the outflow, they probably should lower their fees. But at this point, it's like they want to have outflow or something. There's no way. Genesis already sold everything they had, so it doesn't make quite a lot of sense. But imagine if Grayscale wasn't selling like 500 million or 600 million a day, right? And then you compound that with what BlackRock and others are buying, then we're over $1 billion, right, in a single day. And that could be the case coming soon when we have this liquidity crisis. I mean, seriously. It's wild to think that in the future, in the near future, not just like way in the distance, near future, that we will have $1 million worth of Bitcoin. No, not a million. $1 billion worth of Bitcoin being bought per day by the ETFs. Bernstein analyst says Bitcoin's 150,000. They called this before the ETFs, so now they think this is an underestimation. They originally thought that 150K will happen by the end of 2025. Now they're saying this is basically absolutely certainty, but they think it could happen in 2024 now because of the ETFs. They didn't think that there would be this much buying from the ETFs. That's, I don't think anyone did. But it's only going to keep increasing. And the White House also has a prediction showing that Bitcoin is heading to $250,000. Although their time scale is a little bit off, but they have Bitcoin projected to just keep on going up until it hits 250,000. But this, according to this, it's going to hit 250,000 by 2034. So they're about, maybe 10 years off. But still, they're projecting that Bitcoin is going to go to $250,000. And why did the White House care? Well, because they want the IRS to be ready and tax the hell out of people. So, one of the things I've preached for many, many, many years is just DCA, right? And President Bukele of El Salvador, they've been doing that. I mean, before you could see the green dots when he decided to just make big purchases. He did make a pretty good purchase right at the bottom. But since then, he's been doing DCA every single day. And now that Bitcoin is worth $206 million. That's not too shabby. Not to $1 billion yet. But the way he's going, this will pretty soon be at $1 billion. All-time gains, 69%. Not bad at all. When you DCA every single day, basically you don't have to worry about it. You set and forget it, right? Kind of like the rotisserie chicken machine. You could also just be a whale too and just buy whenever the hell you want. Mr. 100, who was buying like hundreds of Bitcoin per day, decided to take a little profits around the 6th and the 8th for whatever reason, and then decided to up his buying once again and started last night. So again, this Mr. 100 accumulated $3.6 billion, profit of $2.1 billion. Think about that. Okay. They started right around the October, November timeframe. So made $2 billion, like a 2x, just by simply buying Bitcoin daily. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Is this Bezos, or is this someone? Has to be some crazy billionaire that just has way too much money. But still, you could do it at a smaller amount. It would equate to the same amount, right? Or the same percentage. But still, either way, daily or just buy whenever the hell you want, and in the long run, you'll be doing just fine. Just fine indeed.